Hello, I'm Dr. Sridhar Kanti. In this video, we define linear combination of vectors, linear span, and some theorems related with these two concepts. First, we define a linear combination. So that is definition. Let V be a vector space. V be a vector space over a field say F and alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, alpha n are vectors of any n vectors of V, then the expression C1 alpha 1 plus C2 alpha 2 plus C3 alpha 3 plus Cn alpha n, where C1, C2, C3, Cn belongs to F, is called linear combination of the vectors alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3 up to alpha n. This is the definition of linear combination. Next, I will define linear span. One more definition. Let SC is equal to say alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, alpha n be a subset of vector space V over the field F. Then the set L of S is equal to, we denote by L of S. This is nothing but C1 alpha 1 plus C2 alpha 2 plus Cn alpha n, where C1, C2, C3, Cn belongs to F, is called linear span of the subset S. Okay. So that is L of S is nothing but this is the set of all linear combinations. All linear combinations of the elements of S. Okay. So this is known as the linear span. Next we go to some results. Theorem 1. Let S be a non-empty subset of vector space V over F, vector space V over F. Then number one, L of S is a subspace of vector space V. And number two, S is contained in L of S. That S is a subset of L of S. And number three, L of S is the smallest subspace containing containing S. Okay. So these are the three results we have to prove. So we prove one by one. First one, L of S is the subspace of V. Okay. Proof number one. Let me consider let S is equal to alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, alpha n. Okay. This is my S. And this implies what is L of S? L of S is nothing but say C1 alpha 1 plus C2 alpha 2 plus up to Cn alpha n. This is the linear span. I have shown that this L of S is a subspace of V. To prove that a subset is a subspace of V, we have to prove that two conditions are satisfied. That first condition is alpha and beta belong to L of S. We have to prove that alpha plus beta also belong to L of S. This is the first condition. And second condition is C belongs to F. Alpha belongs to L of S. We have to prove that C into alpha also belongs to L of S. And here an element belongs to L of S means it is nothing but the linear combination of the elements of S. Or an element belongs to L of S means it must be a linear combination of the elements of S. Okay. So here let me consider alpha and beta belongs to L of S. Then I will try to prove that alpha plus beta also belongs to L of S. Okay. So here for this let alpha and beta belongs to L of S. No, alpha belongs to L of S means alpha is nothing but the linear combination of the elements of S. That alpha must be of this form. Say C1 alpha 1 plus C2 alpha 2 plus Cn alpha n where C1, C2, C3 belongs to F. Right? And also beta belongs to L of S means beta is also of this form. It is nothing but the linear combination of the elements of S. That is, it is of the form D1 alpha 1 plus D2 alpha 2 plus up to Dn alpha n where Di belongs to F. D1, D2, D3, Dn belongs to F. Now if I consider alpha plus beta, this is equal to alpha plus beta, that is adding these two, this gives C1 plus D1 into alpha 1. So that is here, this is our C1 plus D1 into alpha 1 plus these two elements C2 alpha 2 plus D2 alpha 2, that is C2 plus D2 into alpha 2. So this is equal to C2 plus D2 into alpha 2 plus dash dash up to Cn plus Dn alpha n. And here we write this belongs to L of S. Why? Because this is nothing but the linear combination of the elements of S. And here C1 and D1 belongs to F means C1 plus D1 also belongs to F. C2 plus D2 also belongs to F. Cn plus Dn also belongs to F. This is because Ci plus Di belongs to F. Okay. The first condition is satisfied. What is the second condition? For the second condition, let me take it. C belongs to F and alpha belongs to L of S. Okay. Then we have to prove that C into alpha also belongs to L of S. For that, consider C into alpha. This is equal to C into alpha is C1 alpha 1 plus C2 alpha 2 plus up to Cn alpha n. And this can be written as C1 alpha 1 plus C2 alpha 2 plus Cn alpha n. And this is nothing but the linear combination of alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, alpha n. Because C, C1, C, C2, C, C3, C, Cn, they belong to F. Because C belongs to F and Ci also belongs to F. So that is, we say that this belongs to L of S, because C into Ci belongs to F. So that is here, both the conditions are satisfied. Therefore, we write L of S is a subspace of B over F. Okay. Next, I will go to the second part. Second part of the theorem. Second part. What is the second part? Second part is S is the subset of L of S. So second part, we have to prove that S is the subset of L of S. So to prove that S is the subset of L of S, I have to prove that every element of S is an element of L of S. That is considered an element here in S, and show that that element belongs to L of S also. Now here you have taken S equal to the set consisting of the elements alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3 up to alpha n. Let me take any general vector, say alpha I belongs to S, and we try to show that alpha I also belongs to L of S. So here, let alpha I belongs to S, where what is this I? I may be 1, 2, 3, 4, any one here up to n. It may be alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3 up to alpha n. Now here, I will write alpha I as 0 alpha 1 plus 0 alpha 2 plus 0 alpha I minus 1 plus 1 into alpha I plus 0 alpha I plus 1 plus dash dash up to 0 into alpha n. So I am writing alpha I can be written this like this, because this is 0, this is 0, this is 0, and these are also equal to zeros. So that is alpha I can be written in this way. And what is this? This is nothing but the linear combination of alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3 up to alpha n. So if this is the linear combination of the elements of S, therefore this belongs to L of S. That is here where this belongs to L of S. So that is, I have taken alpha I belongs to S, and I have proved that alpha I also belongs to L of S. This implies S is a subset of L of S. This is the second part. And what is the third part? L of S is the smallest subset containing S. Third part is L of S is the smallest subspace containing S. Okay. So here in 1 we have proved that L of S is the subspace of B, and in 2 we have proved that S is contained in LS. Only thing now we have to prove that L of S is the smallest subspace containing S. For that, what I do here is, let me take any other subspace. Say let T be any other subspace of B containing S. Then try to show that L of S is smaller than that of T. Okay. So here, from 1 and 2, L of S is a subspace of B containing S. Okay. From 1 and 2, L of S is a subspace of B containing S. We have to prove that L of S is the smallest subspace of B containing S. For that, what I do here is, let me consider, let T be any other subspace of B containing S. Okay. That is, S is a subspace of P containing S. V is also subspace of P containing S. We have to prove that L of S is smaller than this T. Okay, that is L of S is a subset of T, that we have to prove. To prove that L of S is contained in T, what I do here is I will consider a vector here, some element here. Say alpha belongs to L of S. Then I have to prove that alpha also belongs to T. That implies L of S is a subset of T. That implies L of S is the smallest subspace containing S. Okay. For that, let me take let alpha belongs to L of S. Okay. Alpha belongs to L of S. Now here L of S is the linear span. Okay, this is a linear span of S, means L of S consisting of the linear combination of elements of S. As alpha belongs to L of S, means alpha must be linear combination of the elements of S. That is, this implies alpha equal to C1 alpha 1 plus C2 alpha 2 plus up to Cn alpha n, where alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n belongs to S. Okay. This I have to prove that alpha also belongs to T. Okay. So here, as alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, alpha n belongs to S, implies alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, alpha n also belongs to T, because we have taken T is also a subspace containing S. That is, S is a subset of T. As these elements belong to S, means this element belongs to T also. Okay, this belongs to T. Now here, since T is a subspace, then if T is a subspace, then any linear combination of the elements in T must be in T. That is, C1 alpha 1 is in T. C1 alpha 1 plus C2 alpha 2 is also in T. C1 alpha 1 plus C2 alpha 2 plus C3 alpha 3 is also in T. Or in general, C1 alpha 1 plus C2 alpha 2 plus C3 alpha 3, Cn alpha n must also belong to T. And what is this C1 alpha 1 plus C2 alpha 2 up to Cn alpha n? It is nothing but our alpha. So that is here. This implies alpha belongs to T. So we have taken alpha belongs to L of S, and finally we have proved that alpha belongs to T. What this implies here is L of S is subset of T. So what this implies here is L of S is the smallest subspace. Here both are the subspaces of V containing S. But here L of S is the smallest subspace containing S. This implies L of S is the smallest subspace containing yes. So this proves the result of the three parts. Next we go for one more result. One more theorem. Let's go to next page. One more theorem. Theorem 2. Theorem 2 is if S and T are any two subsets of a vector space V over F. Okay. S and T are any two subsets of a vector space V over F. Then Number 1. S is a subset of T implies L of S is a subset of L of T. L of S contained in L of T. This is one. And second one, L of S is equal to S if and only if S is a subspace of V over F. Okay, S is a subspace of V. So first we prove that. Number one, given S is a subset of T. Okay, we have to prove this. L of S is a subset of L of T. To prove that, we have to show that every element of Ls is an element of L of T. That is, let me consider an element alpha belongs to L of S and try to show that alpha also belongs to L of T. So for that, let alpha belongs to L of S. And what is this L of S? It is the set of linear combination of the elements of S. That is here. This implies alpha equal to C1 alpha 1 plus C2 alpha 2 plus up to Cn alpha n, where alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n belongs to S. Okay. Now here given that S is a subset of T, therefore every element of S must be an element of T. So here these belong to S, therefore these must belong to T. And this implies alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3 up to alpha n, they also belong to T. And if these elements belong to T, then their linear combination must belong to its span, that is L of T. That is, this implies C1 alpha 1 plus C2 alpha 2 plus Cn alpha n, this belongs to L of T. Okay. So that is, what is C1 alpha 1 plus C2 alpha 2 plus Cn alpha n? This is nothing but alpha. That is alpha belongs to L of T. Alpha belongs to L of S, we have taken, and we have proved that alpha belongs to L of T. This shows that L of S is a subset of L of T. That is, L of S is contained in L of T. That is, this implies L of S contained in L of T. Okay. So this is the proof of the first part. This is the proof of the part 1. Now we'll go to part 2. Part 2 is L of S is equal to S if and only if S is a subspace. That is, part 2 is L of S is equal to S if and only if S is a subspace. Okay. So that is, if L of S equal to S implies that S is a subspace. Conversely, if S is a subspace, then L of S equal to S. First, I will consider L of S equal to S and I will prove that S is a subspace. So here, let L of S is equal to S. And already we have proved that L of S is the subspace of V. That is here, L of S is a subspace of V. So that is, L of S means it is nothing but S. That is, S is a subspace of V. So this is one way. Converse part. Conversely, let S be a subspace. S be a subspace. To prove that L of S equal to S, I have to prove that L of S is contained in S and S is contained in L of S. That is, L of S is the subset of S and S is the subset of L of S. Okay. So let S be a subspace. And we know that here, we know that already we have proved S is contained in L of S. Okay. This is one. So this we have proved in the previous theorem. Okay, S is contained in L of S. Now if I show that L of S is contained in S, then I can write L of S equal to S. To show that L of S is contained in S, I have to prove that an element belongs to L of S must be an element of S. That it takes a alpha belongs to L of S and show that alpha also belongs to S. Okay. So here let alpha belongs to L of S, and this implies alpha belongs to L of S. L of S is nothing but this is the set consisting of all linear combinations of elements of S. Therefore, alpha belongs to L of S means alpha must be a linear combination of elements of S. This implies alpha equal to C1 alpha 1 plus C2 alpha 2 plus C3 alpha 3 Cn alpha n, where alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, alpha n belongs to S. Okay, they belong to S. Now here, since S is a subspace, S is a subspace of V. Okay, S is the subspace of V. If F is a subspace of V, then linear combination of these elements, as S is the subspace means all the linear combination again belongs to S. That is here. This implies C1 alpha 1 plus C2 alpha 2 plus C3 alpha 3 up to Cn alpha n again belongs to S. What is this C1 alpha 1, C2 alpha 2 up to Cn alpha n? This is nothing but our alpha. So that is here. This implies alpha belongs to S. So here I have taken alpha belongs to L of S and I have proved that alpha belongs to S. This implies L of S is contained in S. That is, this implies L of S is contained in S. I will take this as a 2. Okay. Now from 192, I can write L of S is equal to S. So that is here. From 192, we can write L of S is equal to S. Okay, this completes the proof. Right? Thank you. I will stop here.